Welcome back to the Building Confidence podcast, where I, your host, Louise as a party, share what I've learned through the years, through the tears, so you don't have to. This is episode 114, and we're going to be talking about using your goal as a decision filter. This episode is proudly supported by J9, and I will talk a little bit more about them later on. So if you haven't listened to a podcast before, or if you haven't met me before, my name's Louise. I'm a life coach and a mentor for tradeswomen and tradies, and I'm a heavy vehicle and plant mechanic by trade. All right, so back to the topic. Using your goal as a decision filter. What do I mean by this? I mean, when we have lots of options, lots of good options, because typically if some of them aren't so great, then it's not pretty easy to decide. And even when they're all not great options, this could be useful too. But I want to go through a situation that my client had where she had a lot of really good options. All right. And when we use our goal as a decision filter, it allows us to make a decision that is in line with our goal and helps us move forward and move through that undecisive space. Because being undecisive and having these options and not have selected one, it can be quite overwhelming. So we want to be able to work through that. So my client, she is an amazing electrician, recently finished her apprenticeship and was looking at moving interstate with her partner. She wanted to have a job before she got there. She had one lined up, it fell through, and she was kind of in a bit of a panic because she's like, I want to have a job before I get there. We're adults, bills to be paid, that kind of thing. And she was looking on Seek and she couldn't find anything. So we had a bit of a chat about this. And one of the things that I've found out here in Australia is sometimes some jobs aren't advertised because there is a job seeker or like when you're trying to find work, you can get benefits from the government. And when you're in that process, you've got to apply for jobs. And some people will apply for jobs that they're not eligible for, and it can be really annoying for the employers. So some employers don't post their jobs. And some people really just believe in word of mouth and people coming to them. So we had a discussion about this, and she's like, look, makes sense. I think that makes perfect sense. I'm happy to put myself forward. We come up with a game plan to look in the area on Google Maps and see what electrical businesses are operating in the area. And she's like, cool, I'm open to anything. So she wanted to stay on the tools, but she was also open to having an in-between job, and she wanted it to kind of be electrical related. So we suggested like electrical wholesalers and different things like that are side jobs that she could get work in that area in the location that she wanted to move to. So she went and she made a few phone calls. Some people got back to her. Well, one person got back to her. She was like, this is awesome. She accepted the position. And in the next coming days, more people got back to her with also really good positions. And she was like, holy crap, I've already accepted this one. What do I do? Like, these are all really good jobs. I think they might be better than the one that I said, but I don't want to let people down, but I don't want to let myself down. Which sometimes when you're in that position where you don't want to let people down and you don't want to let yourself down, it can be really hard to decide. And one question that she was asking was, what would you do if I was in your position? And I'm like, that's probably not the right question to be asking, because it's not about what I would do. It's about what she would do or what you would do in the situation. So I told her a story about a time that I had accepted a job and then let it go and I didn't die, which kind of calmed her down a little bit, because I had accepted a job. It was 4 days a week. It was when I was starting to build this business doing coaching. And there was a few red flags, but I was like, look, I need the money, I need the work. And then another job opportunity popped up, which was a lot better and less red flags. So I called and I let that job down and I moved to the other job that had come up. And I didn't die. I actually then suggested one of my workmates to the company that I had let down. And they ended up working together for about a year or two on some really cool projects, which, it turns out well. Because I think sometimes when we feel like we're going to let someone down, it can feel really big. We don't want to let people down, and that's fine. But if that's the reason why you're making a decision, then sometimes, after a month or two, you can really regret it. And So we were at this point where, I shared my story. I said, it's not about what I would do, but here is what I have done. And everyone survived. No bridges were burnt. Life went on. And I asked her, rather than what would I do, where do you see yourself in 1 year? And she had a really specific job that she wanted. And when she said it, she's like, this is it. This is the goal. Like, oh my God, like it would be amazing to get this job. And I said to her, so which job will help you get to that position? Which one is a really good stepping stone? And she kind of relaxed and she's like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. Like there's one job that really, really stands out here. And that was awesome to see because she was kind of really worked up. She's like, I don't want to let these people down. I don't want to let myself down. I don't know what decision to make. This is good. That's good. Because, jobs, we're adults. Jobs, you have money, you have the time that you're giving it, the stress that you have, your career progression, all of those things come to consideration. But it just depends on what your goal is, depending on what the most important thing is. If your goal is saving, then money might be the highest. If your goal is family time or creating a family, maybe maternity and paternity leave policies are what's most important for you. If your goal is growing in your career, then maybe the money is not so important, and an apprenticeship or a traineeship or a second in charge kind of role might be what is for you. So when you know what your goal is, you can put these options, especially if there are a lot of good options, you can put them through the filter. She did not expect to be in this situation with all these job offers, because when she started as an apprentice, and when a lot of women start as apprentices, even some of the blokes experience this as well, but I found it's not as likely, but it can happen to anyone. She didn't get any calls back. She didn't have the option. She had to take the one that she got out of hundreds and hundreds that she was trying. Maybe hundreds is an exaggeration, but I feel like it was at least close to 50. And when you're in it, it probably feels like hundreds and hundreds. So having all these options, it just didn't make any sense to her. She's like, I've never been in this position. People want me to work for them. And I'm like, yeah, because you've put in the hard yards. And we stopped for a minute and I'm like kind of tearing up. I'm just so proud of this. And I said, look at what you've created for yourself. Like, you would not be sitting here trying to make this decision if you did not push through right at the beginning of your apprenticeship to apply and keep going. And she was like, yeah, I did that. She did that. So we had a minute to celebrate that. And I've got a call with her in a few days. So I'm really keen to see what she decided and how she's feeling about it. But having that goal and filtering through it, filtering decisions through it, filtering opportunities through your goal can really help you kind of stay on your trajectory towards your goal. And it can also really help you to make quick decisions. When people are like, this is a great opportunity, this is an amazing opportunity, it might be an amazing opportunity if your goal was different. But it might not seem like an amazing opportunity to you right now if it's actually distracting you from getting your goal. So it's good to sit and take a minute, work out what your goal is. Even if your goal is not even if, you can say your goal is family. You can say your goal is career growth. You can say your goal is a lifestyle that you want to live. Your goal can be anything. And it doesn't have to be super structured. You might be in a period of transition and your goal might be to work a 4-day week, or a 3-day week, or work in a different country. Whatever your goal is, having that there and using it for a filter can be super useful when you are making decisions. Alrighty. So that is all from me today. This week anyway. So this was episode 104, using your goal as a decision filter, having that goal ready to go so you can filter your decisions through it so you can make them quickly. This episode is proudly supported by J9. J9 is a period care company. They have products available to not only get through your period, but also be comfortable, be safe, be a bit happier during your period. It was made by an amazing woman that suffers from PCOS, And, sometimes we're told to just be quiet about what's going on. But you know what? Be comfortable, be loud, be whatever you need when you have your period, because it's a fact of life. And 50% of the population go through it. So it's not a secret, it's not shameful, and you deserve to be comfortable. So the links for J9 are in the description box below, and there is a 10% discount code in there for you. All right. So another thing. Yeah, I've been doing podcasting for 2 years and I'm like, cool, thing next. But anyway, so if you want any help or support with this process and you want a one-on-one coach and you think I could be the coach and mentor for you, please send me a message in the description box below. You can contact me or you can send me a DM on Instagram at Louise as a Party Coaching, and we can book in a coaching consult and we can see if we can work together. Anyway, if you got any value out of this episode, please share it on socials. Please share it to a friend. Getting this information out to other people is really awesome, is really important to me. So people have the tools and resources that they need right there, ready to go when something gets a bit difficult. Yeah. And closing off. If you don't believe in yourself right now, please borrow my belief in you. I know you can do it. You might need to have a nap and a snack first, but I know you can do whatever you put your mind to. And I'll see you guys next week.